excited about our next guest. What's love got to do with it? Are y'all singing along at home? I want to bust out singing. Well, with Valentine's Day, I know, right? I'll spare y'all. But with Valentine's Day just 2 days away, a lot of women especially, were feeling a little bit depressed. So our good friend of the show, Dr. Brooke Goldner, is back on this Wellness Wednesday to talk about self-love for Valentine's Day and all year round. I always love seeing you, Doctor.
Thank you. And I love this topic because we really teach people how to love us by how we show them how we love ourselves. So it's a great topic.
And a lot of times I feel, especially as women, we feel that self-care, self-love is selfish.
Oh, I hear that all the time,
right?
Right? And it really has an impact on women. You know, women bear a lot of burden of disease. Over 80% of cases of autoimmune disease, higher rates of migraines, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, all this stuff. And it's not just our hormones. It's not just genetics. My patients that come to me, you know, I help people reverse chronic disease, right? And for those with good self-care, changing their diet, they're healthy. But for the rest, until they learn boundaries, how to sleep, do self-care, they don't get better. And so I have to teach them, if you really want to give to people,
right,
you've got to take care of yourself first. I mean, for myself, I had lupus when I was younger. When I had lupus, it took all of my energy just to brush my hair and my teeth and go to school. I've been healthy for 20 years. I have enough energy to run a wellness practice, medical practice, donate time to the public, come here, see you, take care of my family, and energy to spare because I go to sleep, I work out, I take long baths, I do all the things I need to, plus eating right. And so they have to realize that when we take the time for ourselves, it multiplies so much more to the energy you can give to others.
Well, I just had a really rude awakening myself. I got the flu. And my doctor was like, this is really bad. You need to just hard stop and get in bed. And that was hard for me, and to isolate and not do things, because culturally, let's talk about that too, the role of women and how we need to change our perception of that.
Well, what I'd say to you, as I say to a lot of my female patients, is, you know, even Atlas had to put the world down at least once. He gave it to Hercules so he could take a vacation, you know, that we need to realize that we aren't the only ones to keep everything going, and that we also are, this is our role modeling too. You know, if you're a parent, how are you teaching your kid to take care of themselves? Do you teach them that you give everything you have until you collapse, and that's when you take your bedtime? Or do you take care of yourself on a daily basis so that you can keep going and keep doing more? So we don't hurt our families by taking time for ourselves. We role model good self-care and self-love, which is something even better we can give them.
Doctor, that just made me feel so much better because, yeah, this was a huge awakening to me, and thank goodness my husband could step up. And I also learned, I'm type A, to give a little control away. You know what I mean?
An A- is still an A.
Yeah, thank you.
But, you know, think of it this way, that if you, I always say, you have one vehicle to drive your entire life. But think of it like your car. If you put in the wrong fuel and you never get maintenance and you don't do oil changes, you're not going to drive very far, and it's not going to be a very good ride. But if you give yourself the right nutrition, the right self-care, the right sleep, then you're going to have a vehicle that can take you all the way 100 years and enjoy it, right? It's not going to keep breaking down on you. So those things are not little things that you should ignore unless you're sick, but something you do every day so that you don't get sick and you can go farther and enjoy your life.
So what is one thing, because, you know, baby steps, and sometimes we get overwhelmed. What's one thing we can do today?
Okay, well, first of all, if you can just schedule, you know, out of 24 hours, can you take 15 minutes for you? Whether it's to breathe, to do some jumping jacks and push-ups, to take a long bath. I like more than that. I think we deserve at least an hour. But can you schedule, you have to put it into your schedule, at least 15 minutes just for you to do something that feels good. At least one thing on the weekend that's for you to have fun. Plan it so you can look forward to it, which is self-care, and then reminisce about it afterwards. I did karaoke last weekend for my birthday, and I'm still buzzing.
Birthday.
Thank you. I'm still buzzing. Yeah, I'm 48 years old, and 32 years ago they gave me 6 months to live. And so I had to learn the hard way that without self-care, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. And now I use it just to keep myself at supernatural levels of energy, right? I'm not going to give that up just because I'm well. It's what's keeping me well.
Doctor, you are such an inspiration. You have these incredible books, too. Where can we go for more and to help you kind of help us navigate all this?
Absolutely. So you can get my books on Amazon, and the one I brought today, Goodbye Autoimmune Disease, that was a sequel because Goodbye Lupus was the nutrition you need to reverse disease. But for some people, nutrition's not enough. And so Goodbye Autoimmune Disease is all about self-care, self-love, boundaries, sleep, that if you don't have that, then the nutrition can't keep up.
Well, so, we are going to continue this break in commercial, and we have a special guest that just walked in studio, too.
Oh, how exciting.
Some self-care is to go see maybe a show this weekend. Stay tuned for that after the break.